I'm Lenny DeBono, and I'm here to help prepare you for your first ultramarathon. And one thing to note about ultramarathons is they're not like your typical road marathon or road half marathon where you're running on the roads and the streets and you can freely stretch out in a flat space. With ultramarathons, most of the time you're running out in nature, you're running on trails, through mountains, through forests, and what that means is you need to acclimate yourself to the trail and running on the trail. You might be dealing with roots, rocks, elevation, different trail elements, thorns, animals. So it does take a little bit of training, but I'm going to be here to help you walk through that process. So starting with basic running form. Before we get into any of the technical terrain, I want to go over good running form on flat terrain. A good running form involves keeping an erect posture. You want to picture almost like you have a string above your head and you're pulling it tight. You want to have your shoulders relaxed, and you want to be able to swing your arms fully as you run. You don't want to be crossing your body. That's not the motion we're looking for. Picture 90-degree angles straight out in front of you. Now, below your waist here, when you touch the ground with your feet, you want your feet to be landing directly below your hips. You want your knees to be slightly bent as you're running. You don't want anything to be locking out, so you should never have a straight leg as you run. In regards to where your feet hit the ground, it should be hitting the forefoot or the midfoot. You don't really want to be heel striking as you run. There's a pretty big difference between running on the road and running on trails. With the road, you're on a flat surface and you can really stretch out and kind of just keep your head straight. You don't have to worry too much about where your feet are being placed. With the trail, as you can see, there's a lot of roots, there's elevation, there's mud over here. You might come across some animal you have to stop for. There's a lot of different things you have to worry about on the trail. And what that means is you can't really just look straight ahead and hope everything's going to be going okay underneath your feet. You want to keep at least 10 feet in front of you. You want your eyes to be there at all times. You want to know what's coming up. You want to be able to quickly adjust. That's why we really recommend doing short steps, because the short steps are going to allow you to change direction quickly, hop over something. You're not going to hurt yourself or overstride when you come across a different trail element. So that's the one takeaway here. Really keep your eyes on the trail when you're running on trails. That's how you're going to prevent yourself from getting hurt. When you're running an ultramarathon, you're running for a very long time, so you need to be able to conserve your energy all throughout the race. And one of the more difficult portions of running a race is going uphill. You use a lot of energy going uphill, so you don't want to be blazing and sprinting up the hill, because you'll tire out your legs pretty quickly if you do that. So one of the best strategies for going up hills is to walk them. You can see this as a power hike, walking kind of quickly. It's not a lazy, slow walk. You're really trying to walk with purpose and get your way up that hill while still conserving energy so that you can go downhill and use a little bit more speed in those flat or down sections. One strategy I like to use when going up hills is jog a little bit in the sections that do work, where I feel like I can move a little bit quicker, and then transition to a walk and kind of work my way up the hill in an alternating pattern like that. But do what feels comfortable for you. If you want to walk the whole thing, that works too. But here's just a quick demonstration I'm going to give you now of me going up an uphill. Going downhill is a bit of an art. It can be pretty challenging, but if you practice these and add this skill to your skill set, you'll be very much prepared for your first ultramarathon experience. When we go uphill, we might lose a little bit of time because we're walking, we're going a little bit slower, but going downhill can be a much quicker experience, and we can make up some of that time. So it's an important skill to get down. Now, it can be a little scary going downhill. You have roots, you have loose rocks that could trip you up, but we do want to take these downhills with a little bit of speed if we can. We can preserve our legs that way, because when we stop and try to step down a downhill, we wind up using our quads and we can gas those out pretty quickly. So going down them with a little bit of speed, if it's possible, if it's something that you feel comfortable doing, can help you out a lot in your ultramarathon experience. Now, going downhill, it's good if you look at it as dancing with the roots, dancing with the rocks. Trust yourself. Pay attention to what's in front of you, and really make sure you feel confident with where you're putting your feet, but also try to push that pace a little bit if you can. You'll get better at it the more you do it. Between the rocks, the roots, the mud, the elevation, and all the different trail elements, trail running can definitely be a little bit more challenging than running on the road. However, if you're prepared and you know what to expect, it can be one of the most fun experiences you have out in nature. Before I finish this video, I just want to leave you all with one mantra that's helped me through many ultramarathons. Walk the ups, run the flats, run the downs. When you need to walk, walk with purpose. And most importantly, have fun out there.